Hey everyone on Facebook. Happy National Weather Person's Day, Paul.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I got a gift this morning from
What'd you get?
the guys at Bluebell.
Oh
They
yes,
they all
that's the thing.
they
Did
always
you
stop
save some
by.
for us?
I did. You know, it's
You
back.
did?
Yeah, it's back there in the back.
Okay, what
Back
kind
in the
is it?
refrigerator. They've left us all kinds. They've got Mardi Gras. They gave us the cookie two-step. You name it, they left it for us. They
I'm
left us
so excited
about
right
8 of
now.
those half gallons.
8.
Yeah, so
Oh
quite a
man.
few of them.
A lot
And
of ice cream to eat.
A lot of ice cream. Louie and those folks at Bluebell, they are the best. And, you know, I don't say that just because they're from Texas. It really
Yeah.
is. It's great ice cream. I mean, it really is.
Ice cream for breakfast, right? Can't
Right.
go wrong.
Yep. And then I got another gift. We won't talk about that one.
Oh
Anyway,
gosh.
it really wasn't bad. But anyway, hey Priscilla, how are you doing? Priscilla says she loves this weather.
Good.
And we got Lupe. How are you doing, Lupe? She goes, but still not cold enough.
Okay.
Well, winter's not over. Hang in. This go around, this is about as cold as it's going to get probably. Down to 32, I think, tomorrow morning, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at in that 7-day forecast, or right around freezing there.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get to it. Now, Megan, you showed me this.
Yes.
I was dealing with Great Day earlier, but we did have one report of snow.
Around 8:40 a.m. and it was
Yep.
up in the hill country. So the hill country has had temperatures right around freezing this morning. Feel like temperatures, that's a whole different story.
Oh, it felt
when
like
you-
the 20s all morning.
Yeah, exactly. So it definitely is cold out there, but we have local storm reports on. So these are official reports that have been fed into the National Weather Service. But look at all these snow reports over the Panhandle up into Oklahoma City. Transition from snow to sleet there in parts of North Texas. So that's mainly west of Fort Worth. That doesn't
Right.
include DFW.
It looks like the closest it comes to Dallas-Fort Worth is like Eastland, if you know where that is. A lot of you probably don't.
Right.
But between Eastland and Wichita Falls, somewhere in between there.
So we can zoom in and kind of pause it. So Graham, you know, along I-20, they've
Yep.
seen kind of that transition there.
Looks like Clay County. A lot
Right,
of people
so
don't know.
sleet in Eastland, 1 inch of sleet in Eastland. So that's
You know
around
what's really
10.
interesting is the cold air has
Right.
been kind of resistant to move into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But just out west, about 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 miles, it is snowing big time. Matter of fact, there's been even a few reports of some thunder with some of that activity. So,
Thunder sleet.
yeah, a little bit.
We saw that last night too.
Yeah.
Close to the Abilene area in
Yeah.
San Angelo. But this is that report we were looking at. This is right around Mountain Home. And so they observed reports of freezing drizzle earlier. So this is right around 8:40 this morning. And then that light drizzle changed over to light snow flurries, but no snow accumulation.
Yeah, you know what? And I would be surprised if it's below freezing. Now, it doesn't have to be to snow, by the way, but
Right.
for that freezing drizzle to occur, I think if they had drizzle now, it probably wouldn't be freezing. And may have a little light snow if it was still, but it doesn't look like there's any precipitation going on right now at all.
Right, so mainly just light drizzle, the gloomy weather, the thicker cloud cover over eastern counties, and we'll kind of loop that here, but no reports in Bexar County.
Now, one thing that's interesting is some of the precipitation is getting fairly close to Valverde County, kind of moving in there. But we should have a little bit of a drying trend for the rest of the afternoon, and then some moisture coming back later on tonight and overnight. We'll talk about that coming up in just a minute. But you wanted to talk about this.
So mountain cedar, it's back again.
Right. It's back, and it came back pretty heavy, like
It did.
1,000 grains per cubic meter.
And the
1,100.
reason why mountain cedar is heavy on our allergy report today is because of that cold front. It's the culprit in this. It made that breezy north wind across South Texas, and that breezy north wind just brought in that mountain cedar. So that's why it spiked again today.
Yeah, this time of the year, it'll do it all the time, every time. But we only have maybe a week or two left, and
Right.
it should just play out. So those that suffer from cedar, you've got a week or two. Hang in there.
There's a lot of folks
And it'll
sneezing
play
in
out.
our newsroom today, too.
Yep. Jeremy Baker. I'm not sure if that's the Jeremy Baker.
I think it is the Jeremy
I think it is the
Baker.
Jeremy Baker. How you doing, Jeremy? He said he saw TxDOT already treating 410 and 151 last night.
Okay.
Boy, they're really getting proactive there.
They are. I
And
guess it's
Robbie?
just in case maneuver.
Yeah, and Ryan says he's talking about Bill Taylor. He loves Bill Taylor. That's great. Hey, we all love Bill
Good,
Taylor as
yeah.
well. And Jeremy, he goes, that's half the news. Jeremy's over there listening to us. But, okay, so yeah, so Cedar has come back. Outside right now, temperatures are in the 40s, 43 degrees, and 43 over at Calaveras Lake, and you can see the overcast skies. We've got cloud cover out
Just
there.
a gray
Yeah.
day.
When was the last time you were outside?
This morning.
This morning?
This
It
morning.
wasn't drizzling when you came in, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was pretty dry.
Yeah, for the most part, we've had just cloud cover here. When I came into work early, we did have some drizzle, but I haven't seen a whole lot lately. And you know, above 6,000 feet, it is just extremely dry. So it's hard to get showers that way. And what you get, if you get anything at all, is mainly just a little drizzle here and there.
So most of that will just evaporate before it hits the ground. But the key thing to note here is we're in the 40s. The freezing mark is at 32 degrees, so we're well above freezing.
Oh, yeah, way above that. Don't have to worry about that, at least not anytime soon. Yesterday, we hit a high 78. Uvalde hit 80. Pleasanton, 81 yesterday. What a turnaround.
So from spring to winter in 2 days.
Yeah, this is interesting. You know, I talked with somebody that was from California, and this happened back when we had our last cold snap, and there was somebody from California here at the station, and they're like, how can that happen? How can you have 80 degrees one day and then the next day be closer to 40 or even colder? Because out in California, you know, I told her, I said, these cold air masses come out of Canada, and there's nothing literally to stop them coming down the plains but barbed wire fence. Now, they don't really intrude over in California and the Southwest because you got the Rocky Mountains, and they're so high that it keeps that cold air from spilling over. And so that's why it stays kind of moderate. You know, they'll cool down, but they don't have big extremes.
It's the dry air, too.
Yeah.
It's just really dry. It's not as humid as, you know, Texas and the southeast. So you'll have bigger, you know, temperature swings with dry air as well.
Yep. Looking at the visible satellite imagery, again, not a whole lot to look at. One thing that's interesting is over towards Rock Springs and Lakey, a little more texture to the clouds. But it doesn't look like there's much precipitation
so maybe
with that.
more higher cloud tops then.
Maybe so.
That thicker cloud
Trying
cover.
to build up a little bit out there, but it's definitely cloudy. We've got a temperature of 43. We talked about that earlier. 30s all through the hill country. Uvalde's at 42, and Floresville coming in mid-40s and around 45. So it is cold, and that's only half the story. You add the wind. We've had winds 15 to 20 miles per hour.
So that's when we factor in that wind with the wind chill that feels like temperatures.
Here's what it feels like.
Yeah.
35.
35 in San Antonio, 20s, 21 in Rock Springs. So, you know, I guess San Antonio to Rock Springs a pretty big difference. But
pretty chilly.
Let's look at some of these comments. Amanda Easley says, we have to love this Texas bipolar weather, winky face. My precious fur baby hates this nasty weather outside. She looked out and I guess just came back in from going to the restroom real quick.
Right, yeah. Hey, some of the dogs don't like it.
They don't.
Some do.
Mine love.
Right.
Mine, yeah, he loves the
I guess
cold
it
weather.
depends, you know, if you're like a husky, you probably don't mind it too much.
Australian Shepherd, which is what I have.
Yeah,
He loves
probably
it.
don't mind it too much.
Yeah.
My retriever doesn't mind it too much, you know. But if you've got, you know, a little Chihuahua or maybe something
The
small,
short-haired
maybe
pets.
what are they, cockapoodle or whatever, one of
I
those.
think so.
Yeah, may have a problem with some of the cold, maybe. So depends on what kind of dog you've got, I guess. All right, let's take a look as we head through the next couple of days. The temperatures are going to be chilly. Tomorrow morning is going to be really cool out there. Tomorrow morning we'll see those wind chills down in the upper 20s, maybe even colder than that. So just cold stuff. And this is really interesting. Brownsville earlier this morning was in the 70s. I see finally that shallow Arctic air mass has made it all the way through Brownsville. Brownsville's
So
in
the
the
cold
50s.
air is finally sinking into Texas.
Finally, all
Old
the
Man
way
Winter
through.
has paid a visit to South Texas
Finally
now.
made it all the way through.
Yeah.
Big difference from New Orleans and Memphis. Memphis is at 46, New Orleans 71.
So, yeah, let's actually focus on that. You know, they're still pretty humid across the southeast. We're talking Louisiana, Mississippi, into Alabama. They could see some strong to severe storms,
yeah.
especially ahead of this front, because they just have that favorable environment in place.
Got a lot of moisture. They've got the warmth. They've got the buoyancy, and now you've
Right.
got this upper level system. So they've got the wind shear, directional shear, and so they got a lot of ingredients. You'll see some thunderstorms over in the deep south. But taking a look at us here in Texas, boy, those temperatures have really cooled down. Midland's at 27, Dallas-Fort Worth 36, and we're sitting at 43 degrees, and you can see all that snow out there to the
So a lot
to the
of
west.
lift on the backside of that front.
Lot of lift. Here's the upper level system, and I want you to see a couple of things. One is this upper level system continues to dig a little bit down to the south, okay, and so you've got lift in advance of it, but we're going to have one last, you see that real part of the U, the deepest part of that trough? When that kicks through, This is going to be interesting, and we'll have to see. This is just one model's interpretation. Okay, what I did here is I left the 500 millibars,
Okay.
so you can see the trough really nice,
Okay.
and I put on there the 700 millibar humidity.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of sciencey words.
Right. Okay, so 500 millibars is about 20,000 feet. This time of the year, it's maybe 18, something like that.
Yeah.
700 millibars is about 10,000 feet, okay? So I put the 10,000 foot level, what the humidity is like, and look at how it's mimicking very nicely where the snow is.
Right.
Out there in West Texas, out west, and over South Texas at 10,000 feet, extremely dry. You see that shade there where it's kind of peach or what color is that? I'm bad with colors.
I would say tan.
Okay, tan.
Tan.
Where you see the tan, that is where it's dry.
Yes.
But watch what happens with time. And again, this is only one computer model's interpretation. Woo! As that upper level trough comes closer and really creates more lift, at 10,000 feet, all of a sudden you've got a lot more humidity to work with, and that's about 10 o'clock tonight, somewhere around there. And then after that, it passes off. But the point of this showing you this is at about 10,000 feet, where you have those clouds really building in there, I think the clouds will build. We'll have some moisture there, but underneath it, it's going to be extremely dry. So any kind of snowflakes or sleet that develops in that region, it'll fall towards the earth tonight, towards South Texas. But most of it will, I think, will probably evaporate. Now, if we can see the precipitation hard enough,
Right.
then it'll cause everything to wet bulb underneath there. And in some places, you could have some snow showers and some sleet showers. And then after that, as we head into Friday and into Saturday, look at that tan color is what you call it.
Yeah, tan color.
Okay,
That's
tan,
the dry air
that's
moving
dry.
in.
Yeah, so we're going to have lots of sunshine as we head into tomorrow and into Friday and into Saturday. It looks a whole lot better out there. So kind of bundling this all together, this is what is going to happen the rest of the day. I doubt we'll hit 50. I mean, we might. I think upper 40s is probably more like it.
I think the cloud cover, it's going to act as a blanket, so it's going to keep us pretty cool. So a lot of us will struggle to reach 50.
Yeah, so chilly all day
Yeah.
long. And then tonight, here comes that upper level system with the atmosphere moistening up a little bit at about 10,000 feet or so.
So you were just talking about 10 p.m. as the time frame. So if we were to see any wintry mix.
This is my opinion. If we were to see any kind of winter mix, first of all, it would be north of 90 and north of 10. So here in Bexar County, probably the hills of northern Bexar County into the eastern portions of the hill country, maybe the I-35 corridor. But as this comes together after about 9 o'clock tonight, 9 to about 2 o'clock in the morning, bam. Very brief, not a big deal. But if you live, again, north of 90, north of 10, northern Bexar County, Comal County, Kendall County, up towards Hayes County, maybe even eastern Kerr County, somewhere in that vicinity, don't be surprised if you have a little snow shower, a little sleet shower. It's an if, like a 20% chance. It's not definitely not for sure, but I think it's definitely a possibility.
So not enough to go run to the grocery store like
No.
H-E-B and grab bread and milk, right?
No.
Yeah, not enough.
No. And in the morning, temperature should be in the lower 30s, I think around 32 degrees or so.
It's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. And then the
Yeah.
sun will be out tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day. I think we'll reach into the upper 50s somewhere in that
So a
vicinity.
bit of a warming trend there.
Yeah. And again, here's just one computer model. I shouldn't even really show this to you, but this is one computer model. If there was any kind of sleet or snow reaching the ground whatsoever, and again, I'm giving this maybe a 20% chance, it would be in that blue shade there, basically northern Bexar County, Bandera, Kerr County, Kendall, basically the eastern hill country and the I-35 corridor
And I think
there.
the bigger picture with this is we've seen a lot of discrepancies, not only within the last 24 hours, but also the last few days with weather models.
Oh.
So a lot of them have backed off. A lot of them say, hey, we're going to be a lot warmer. We're not going to see anything.
Right.
But others continue to stay pretty consistent with bringing just a very light flurry or
Yeah.
two. But it all depends on, the humidity that you were saying, the moisture, yes,
Yeah,
the M word.
if
So-
at that 10,000 foot level, if
Yeah.
it doesn't happen, forget about it.
Right.
And if that trough doesn't really zip things together and cause enough lift, forget about it. So it's a slight chance.
Yes, it's a very slight chance.
Yeah, so let's zip through that real quick, and we'll get to the 7-day. If you were waiting for the 7-day, here we are. This is the, what do they call, the piece de resistance?
I guess so.
I don't know French. I don't know
Yeah.
French. I don't know why
Cold
I'm trying
snap is not going to last long. That's what
No,
we know.
right, exactly. So this afternoon, upper 40s. I think tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
morning, close to freezing. highs in the upper 50s. Then Friday, you see nice day. It's going to start off a little cold in the morning, but the afternoon is going to be really nice.
Right.
Saturday looking good as well. And then we'll start to see another chance for some showers and storms Monday and Tuesday. And if you really look longer out, of course, it can change. We may be back to some more cold stuff as we head into Valentine's and after that, but we'll worry about that later.
That's kind of spring, though. You have these big temperature swings. You get warm, you get cold, you get warm, you get cold. But, you know, big day tomorrow. We have the San Antonio Rodeo kicking off, and so it's looking nice for tomorrow.
What do you think about rodeo?
I haven't been. This would be my first
Okay,
time.
it's been the first one?
Yeah,
but you've been to a rodeo before, I'm sure, Fort Worth or the no?
I think the closest thing to a rodeo would probably
We're learning something about Megan.
Yeah,
She's never been to the rodeo before.
I think I went once a long time ago for like a field trip or something. But I think the closest would be the State Fair of Texas, which I don't know if you would kind of compare it. It's still a big event.
I'm from Fort Worth, so in my book, that doesn't quite count. You're close. You're close. But you are going out there tomorrow.
I'm actually going today.
Oh, you're going today?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you covering? Just to...
Oh, it's a surprise. But I'll be live at 5 p.m.
She could tell. If she really wanted to, she could.
If I wanted to tell you, I would.
But she's going to keep it as a surprise. Well, I tell you, it's going to be
Exactly.
fun. You'll see some animals out there, and it's a lot of fun. I love the mutton busting, love rodeo.
I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about that.
I can't get enough of that. And also, the acts this year are really good as well. So giving a big plug for the rodeo. Any last?
So let's go through some questions here. So Barbara P. says, love it. The sweltering heat will be here soon enough. I know. Enjoy this while it lasts. Not a fan of triple digits.
Right.
Ray says, we haven't seen cold yet. This is pretty cold for South Texas, so Ray, I guess it just depends on where you were born and raised.
Right, right.
Vanessa says she loves this weather. I feel like I'm back in California, LOL. Yeah, with that dry air and the temperature swings. Patricia, she says the allergies are kind of getting to her.
Okay.
So my phone kind of kicked me out of here.
Yeah, I know. Mine did the same thing. But anybody else?
Let's see.
Let's see Jeremy
Doesn't
again.
last very long. Will SA get any snow? We've answered that
Yeah,
already.
we answered that.
Yeah.
Basically.
Just glad I'm not dealing with it. I guess just the ice.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm absolutely loving this cold weather from Ashton Jackson.
Okay.
I like cold weather too.
I like it. It's a
fan.
good change of pace. You know, I mean, how can you appreciate the nice warm weather if it doesn't get cold every once in a while?
And Ernest says, love it, with a heart emoji.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody that's come online,
Yes.
and of course we've been doing this every day, and we'll continue to do that. And Megan's just awesome, so she makes it easy.
Well, thanks. Happy National Weather Person's Day.
I know,
Paul.
right? I know.
I gotta
happy,
go snag
happy,
some ice cream out of that
I told you where it's
refrigerator.
back there in the back, so I'll show you exactly where it is.
Ice
and
cream
again,
for breakfast.
thanks for logging on with us,
Yes.
and we will see you. I guess next time you'll see us is at noon.
Right.
Yeah, Stacia Wilson coming up at noon.
Stacia will have an update there, and yeah, just a lot to talk about.
And of course, Bill Taylor later on this evening.
Yes, definitely. See you guys.
See you later.